Whenever you apply the list dir method with the help of the OS module, so as a result, you will get the total contents of that folder. So right now you can see here in this function, I have not passed the any parameter to the list dir method, but still you are able to get the result. That is why, because we have changed the directory to this path, and currently we are in this directory itself. So if you apply the list directory, so whatever the contents are there in this directory, that will be displayed as a values here. But even though if you want to get the contents of the any other directory, you can pass the absolute path as a parameter to this method here. So as a result, what you are getting is all the contents in the form of a list here. So if you see here, so I have displayed, I have used this path as a parameter over there. So whatever the contents are there, all these contents are taken as a result here, right? So I hope the thing or the method that is list dir is clear to you. So after that, if you want to get the file size, the size of the all the files together from any directory, you can get it by using the path.getSize method along with the list dir. So how it is done, we'll see here once again. So for that you require a variable where you can add the size of the each file and store it into the result, for which we have taken the variable as a total size here. And we are going to use the for loop. For loop is applied on the list dir. See here, for this method you can see here what path I have considered. I have considered the same path, that is this path. I have considered this path to be passed as a parameter here. So that means this for loop is going to iterate through the each folder or the file or the contents of this folder one by one. So once it gets to the one of the values, and then it is going to use the os.path get size method along with the join, so to get across the each file over there. So it is going, this function is going to extract the size of the each path, which will be added to the variable total size. So like this, whenever it crosses the each iteration, it is going to go through the all the contents over there. So at the end, this variable is going to contain the size of the total size of the all the files together from this folder here. So at the end, if you print the value, you can see here this is the value in terms of the bytes containing the total size of all the contents from this folder over there. So coming to the next few methods here, where you are going to check the existence of a path or the file exists or not, or whether the directory exists or not. So for doing that, you have these three methods. So how these methods are used is, these methods are used with the module os.path. So do remember the methods that can be used only on the os module and the methods that can be used on the os.path module. So here all these three methods are used on the os.path module dot exist. So for this method, it is going to take the path as a parameter. So all these three methods are going to give the result as a true or false. If the path exists, it will give the result as a true. If it doesn't exist, it will give the result as a false. So similarly, os.path.is file, for which again it will take the absolute path of the file. It will give the result if the file exists as a true. If the file doesn't exist, it will give the result as a false. So as similarly same as for the dir method. So I want all of you to try all these three methods by your own. These are very simple methods. Just import the module os.path, for which you need to execute all these methods by taking the respective parameters over here. So coming to the next concept, that is the file reading and the writing process. So this concept is going to deal with the how we'll be able to open the file with the help of a Python, and how we'll be able to write the contents to the file here. So for doing this, the three basic steps are: call the open function to return the file object, call the read or write method on the file object, and close the file by calling the close method on the file object. So how it is done, we'll see here. With an execution itself, we are going to see all these things. So I'll use a new idle. So for that, you should first check out in which directory you have started the Python here. So for doing that, you require the module OS, and then you need to check the directory currently where you are executing this Python. So for that, you have to use the method get cwd, which will give you the path of the directory where you are working. Excuse me. So for this you'll get the result where you are currently working here. So I just want to change this directory to this path here. For that I'll copy this, and then I'll use the method os.chdr to change the current working directory. So for this I have to pass the new path to which directory I want to switch. So here I have changed the directory. If you want to check, you can check it whether the current working directory has been switched or not. So once again execute the os.getcwd. So you can see here you are getting the new directory to which you have switched. So earlier when you use the idle, at that time it was this directory where it was located, but once you have changed it using the chdr, so currently you are in this directory where you are working. So in this I want to open a file now. So how to open a file is, you have to use a one variable name for which is going to be considered as a file handler here. So file hand is equal to open. The name of the method to open a file is the open, to which you have to pass the path or the path of a file which you want to open here. So in this folder you can see here hello is a text file containing the hello world good morning as a content to this file. So this is a .txt file. So I just want to open this file over here. So to that I have to pass the same path, but you have to mention the name of the file which you want to use along with the extension here. So if I press enter, you are not going to get anything. Instead it is just going to return a file object here. So this file hand variable for which you have applied the open method, this variable is considered as the file hand object. So using this object you can read the contents of the file, and even you can write the contents into this file as well. So first we'll see how we will be able to read the contents here. So for reading the contents you have the two methods. The first method is file hand. So you need to use the same file handler object that you have created to open that file. So here I have used it with the name as a file hand dot, the name of the method is read, right? So even if you press enter, so you can see here you are going to get the contents of that file. So I think I have shown you the contents of the file here. You can see, yes, the same contents has been displayed here. So whatever there is in this file, that has been retrieved and displayed here. Okay, so the so as a next concept, one more method that you can use is read lines. For extracting the contents of the file, you can use the read lines, which will be in the form of a list here. Or suppose if you have the more number of the contents. For example, if you have the larger content into the file, you can go for using the read lines. At the time you are going to get the result in the form of the list. So here right now you are not getting anything into this list. Why? Because you have very few content in this file. So coming to the next concept, we'll see how we'll be able to write the contents into the file now. So for writing the contents into the file, so before proceeding, so whichever the file handler that you have created, that needs to be closed for that particular file here. So I'm just closing it with the same file handler what we have done. So this statement, it is going to close the file handler for this file. So that means whatever the file that you have opened, it is going to be closed here. So once again we'll use the another variable name as a file handler 1 to open the file once again. So I'm going to open the same file here. I'm going to open the same file, but while opening itself I'm using the another parameter. So if you see, if you concentrate here, I'm opening it in a write mode here. So if I use the write mode, so the file whichever it is opening, it is going to open in the write mode, and whatever the contents that you are going to write into that file will be written with overriding the existing content. So I hope you remember that. So if you remember, I've already shown you what is the content of the file hello.txt. In hello.txt you have the information as hello good morning. So if you use the write mode to open the same file, next to the next line, whatever you are going to open, that will be overridden with the new contents here. So I'll just show you. File hand one dot write. So I'll take it as now Python programming language. Yeah. So I have written this content now. So that means I'm writing this content to that file. Right. So it will give you the total number of the bytes that has been written to this file here. Next thing is mandatorily you have to close the file. Right. So now once again open the same file with the new value here to see whether the contents that you have inserted or written to that file has been actually written or not. File h dot read. So you can see here the content that you have written it newly to that file has been overridden with the existing content. So let us check it out with the file itself. So you can see here, earlier I shown you the same file where the content was the good morning, hello, and the good morning. So we have used the mode to open the file is a write. So this w will tell that whatever the file needs to be opened in the write mode, and whatever is going to be written, that is going to override with the existing content. Do remember this thing. One. So for writing the content into the file, we are going to use the write method as I shown you here. So that needs to be used with again the file handler for object that you have created with the open method here. So the write method has to be used on that same file handler, and the parameter to this write method is the content that you want to write into that file there. Okay. So now let us open the same file once again. Same file once again, but I want to excuse me, I want to open it in a append mode. So I'll show you what is the difference if you open the file in the write mode and what is the difference if you open the file in the append mode. So if you open the file in the append mode, it is also going to open the file to write the contents, but it is going to write the contents by appending to the existing contents. So I'll show you here. Not right. I'll write Java. Open it. Right. So next, I'll just close that file. Closing is mandatory. If you do not close the file, so whatever the contents that you have written, it may not be inserted properly into the file. So now I have closed it. So I'll see whether the contents has been written or not. So you can see here Python programming language along with the Java programming language. So it has not overridden with the existing content. Instead, it has just appended the new value starting from the end to the already existing content here. So that is the significance of using the append mode with the open method. So don't be confused here. Even if you want to open the file for writing the contents, you can go for using the two ways. One is using the w as a second parameter, and another one by using the a as a second parameter. So if you use the w as a second parameter, it will open for writing the contents, but it is going to write it with overriding or overriding the existing content. So if you use it with the append method, it is going to append to the existing contents here. I hope it is clear to you how you can write the contents into the file.